industry shade to all the gossip.
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and DJ Louie V is here, guest hosting today.
Feels good to be back.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Let's get into some Yee tea. Are you ready for this? All right. Well, Adam Barrios has dropped a snippet of a Drake and Lil Durk song. It's called Discontinuing Work Hard. It's such a weird title for a song.
Yeah.
But anyway, people are saying this definitely sounds like a hit, but there's some lyrics about Drake that we had no idea.
But it don't sound like Drake.
I know, that's another thing. There was a debate up here. Is that Drake or is that Lil Durk on the snippet? But it is Drake, apparently. And here's what it sounds like.
Discontinue walk hard, but still do our part now.
Ooh, we slid.
But still do our part now.
Woo!
Still do our part now. You know that the act on, I can't get no walk now.
That's facts.
Still do our part now, but still do our part now.
And
That did sound like Drake right there.
Okay, see, now you want to say
Yeah,
that.
but when we first heard it, I thought it was Durk.
Yeah, you're like, are you sure that's Drake? And Work Hard is a promethazine and codeine combination that's used to relieve coughs.
I don't know nothing about that.
Me neither. But I didn't know that Drake was having an issue with lean and had to quit.
I thought he was trying to rhyme a word. I don't think that was.
You don't believe it? I don't believe it. Who else? Was it Bow Wow that had a lean addiction? Was it somebody else, right? That had said that, and people were like, wait, that person was on lean?
It's a lot of these rappers out here got problems.
Listen, I'm not going to name a name, but there was a rapper who told me that he actually had to go to rehab for it. Like, it was that bad. But he was like, I don't want people, know I went to rehab, but it was that bad.
That's tough.
All right, now Doechii is, in a very funny way, responding to critics who say that she looks like a man. Paper Magazine shared their cover of her yesterday, and she has on a mustache and prosthetic abs and also a male bulge to match. And so she said, last year I started seeing comments from people who would say she looks like a man, or she has on too much makeup, she looks like a drag queen. All these comments never bother me because I just find it interesting, but I was like, since they keep saying I look like a man, I'm gonna effing give them a man an 8-pack mustache man. And that's what inspired her to do the look.
This look a mess. I ain't gonna hold you.
You said it looks a mess?
Yeah. Because you know what
She's
I thought? I thought it was like her like mimicking, remember the picture Tupac took in the tub years ago?
That does not look like
No,
that.
I'm not saying that it does, but I thought that's what it was about when I first saw the picture. And I'm like, what she got going on?
Well, this is Ricardo. That's her alter ego. So if you have a chance to look at it, it's a handsome man. Only thing I'll say is the abs don't match the legs. Like, what?
Stop lying. You said that's...
Yeah, the abs don't match the legs. I think the legs need to she should have did I don't know how you do that, but
just erase it.
People really be doing them abs too, painting on abs and stuff like that. All right, now Shaq on the latest episode of Goat Talk talked about the time that he froze up because he was discussing who his celebrity crush was. That celebrity crush happens to be Halle Berry. That's a lot of people's celebrity crush. And here's what he said happened while he was joined by his son, Miles O'Neill, on Goat Talk.
So one day I'm at the Four Seasons on Doheny, and I'm in the elevator. It's me, D-Mac, and the door opens, and it's Halle Berry. I was like that. And all I could hear was, ding. What made it worse, she spoke to me first. Oh, hello, Shaquille. So now I got a little Woody, and I'm just like...
He said, I know she has a little husband, but he won't mind the story.
So, wait, you ever froze up on somebody you met for the first time?
We met Prince.
That I could see
That's a good freeze up moment.
I can see that.
I don't know if there's anybody else besides that I ever froze up in front of.
No celebrity crush. Nothing like that.
No. What about you? You ever froze up?
Nah.
We'll talk about this. I gotta think about it. All right, when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we did last night. I know DJ Louie V is out here, and I know he's got all kinds of secretive things happening. We'll talk about it, but right now, here is Neo with Sexy Love. It's Way Up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
Last night. Way Up. I'm here.
You heard that note?
You heard me?
Yeah, the vibrato.
DJ Louie V is here. Now, you're in New York. I told you it's Fashion Week. I've been telling everybody it's a lot of activity going on. What are you here for? What'd you do last night?
I came up here to chill out with y'all right here at the station, and I got some stuff going on tomorrow with Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
This is when we gather dinner, so I'm doing DJing that tomorrow night.
When we gather dinner.
Yeah.
I gotta go to Chicago tomorrow, or I would be outside with you guys. Well, last night I was actually filming for Lip Service.
Okay.
We have an episode coming out today, right? Where Sleazy World go.
I still didn't get invited to that yet.
You want to come do lip service?
I told you I would come do lip service.
All right, we could do that if you're here on
you know some things already,
Monday.
so it's not like I don't have nothing to talk about.
Let me tell y'all.
Don't start.
Over drinks and food. It was a group of us out in Atlanta during the pandemic since Atlanta was wide open.
We're going to commercial.
And we learned so much about, but I will say DJ Louis V is very candid about things that go on in his life. And he told us a crazy story. Maybe we do need that on lip service.
Yeah, I think that'll be dope.
You would tell that story publicly? All right. Well, maybe we should, that actually might be good for what we're about to do because, we have a topic. I might bump that topic for this topic.
Nah, we're not doing that. You said lip service. We're not doing that.
All right, well, listen, what I want to talk about today, because this was something I wanted to discuss on lip service, but we'll start it off up here. Madonna, and y'all know, yes, I do still look at media takeout. So Madonna has a new boyfriend.
Okay. How young is he?
He's 26.
I knew it was something like that.
Now, how old is he? How young is he?
How young is he?
All right. And he's Jamaican. His name is Akeem Morris. He's a soccer star. Mm-hmm. And according to a new report, her friends are concerned about, his friends are concerned about her controlling ways. They said that she spoils him with clothes and gifts and first-class travel. That's nice, right?
This will come up for him.
But everything is on her terms. She's strict with everyone in her life. And just because he's sharing her bed, he doesn't get a pass. That means he has to go to sleep when she does, get up when she does, eat the same diet she does. He's banned from watching TV. She doesn't like him to be on his phone unless he's doing something for her.
Is it a boyfriend or a pet?
That's her boyfriend. And so she's already posted him on social media, and they said that she treats him like a member of her staff. She's got him working as her assistant. So he's at her beck and call whenever she needs something done. He runs her errands, takes notes if she has a creative idea suddenly, and if she wants an email written, he does it, even if it's in the middle of the night. Sheesh. Where do they make guys like this?
But, really? That's what we go. Anyway, but I mean, that's some strict terms.
I want to talk about rules in a relationship, and we're going to discuss this. I want to know what your rules are, or if you think there should be rules in a relationship. 800-292-5150. Call us up. We're talking about establishing rules in a relationship. This one might be extreme, Madonna and her new man. But what do you think should be some rules established in a relationship, or do you think the rules are there ain't no rules? 800-292-5150.
You wanna know my name? Way Up with Angela Yee.
Turn me on.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and DJ Louis V is in the building.
Still here.
Guest hosting today. This is an honor to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
And today we're talking about rules in a relationship. This all came from Madonna. She has a new boyfriend, and allegedly she has all these rules. He has to go to bed when she goes to bed, wake up when she wakes up. He's not allowed to use his phone unless it's dealing with her. He can't watch TV. Is all kinds of things. And they say that she treats him like her assistant. Now, I don't know if this is true. This is, I told you, this is a story on Media Takeout, but it made me think about rules in a relationship. Do you think there should be some?
I believe there should be parameters. I don't like the word rules.
Okay.
I think that's the problem. I think when you talking to somebody and somebody's like, yo, like me and you are dating now, but these are the rules. It's the word rules. Take that word out and just say, this is my expectation.
All right, here's things we're supposed to do. That's what it is.
That sounds better.
Right. You know what? There's some things we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You think we should have those?
I don't think you should be doing this.
So what are your rules? I'll tell you some of mine.
I don't like hair in the sink. Clean up behind yourself.
Okay, that's a good rule. We don't like it either. And
But y'all do it all the time.
Who's y'all? I clean the hair out of the sink every single time. All right. And I just have certain rules, like check in if you're coming home super late at night and if the sun's coming up, and, just let me know what's going on.
I'm not that bold in a relationship to be coming up when the sun comes up. We're not doing
Things
that.
happen. All right. Well, what do you guys think? Should there be rules in a relationship? Mary, what do you think? Should there be rules?
I feel like there shouldn't be no rules in a relationship. If you're grown and the person is grown, like there should be communication, that you guys can also have your individual life.
Okay.
I like you, Mary. You saying something real enticing.
What about rules like, okay, we can't leave dirty dishes in the sink? I mean, that's a rule.
Mary, you saying no rules at all?
I mean, when you put it that way, yes. Like, if you with that person, like if they don't clean up after themselves, that's something that you just communicate. Like, hey, I would like you to clean up after yourself because.
I mean, that's kind of a rule.
But is it a rule or a requirement?
Yeah,
That's the same thing.
I'm not to marry.
What about like you can't stay out all night? That's a rule.
Oh, then we can be together because we're
Oh, wow.
Like, you should leave it, you know.
So you kind of do have rules.
Yeah, that's true. Well, with me, there's no rules. But if the man has rules, then
Mary, you done switched up on us,
Thank
Mary.
you, Mary. Okay, that's my girl now. Okay. All right. Thank you. Hey, G.
Hey, what's up, man, G?
What's up? What do you think about rules in a relationship?
Man, I think they're great, man. But I think a relationship consists of two people, and I think that you can't have these individual rules set going into the relationship. I believe that as an individual, you talk to your other individual and you make the rules together.
Okay.
I like that
I
makes
like
sense.
that works.
Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
we both have rules, and here's what our expectations are.
So, G, what are some of your rules?
They're the obvious. I believe everybody's rules is the obvious. You know what I'm saying? Keep me informed of what's going on. But I think, like, certain rules, like the Madonna thing is outrageous. So it's certain things like that, like, hey, I need to go to bed at 9 o'clock. I don't think that should be a rule that you bring into the relationship. I think you should talk to your partner about it. Like, hey, this is what time I go to bed. What do you think about it? I think those rules should be made as a partnership.
Listen, I'll leave my man on the couch and go to bed. I'll sneak up and go to bed.
I don't think it's the rules. I think it's the term rules.
That's what y'all don't like.
Like,
Y'all don't
yeah,
like-
like if because when you talking to somebody like, yo, this is I don't like this and that. It's not like, yo, G, you know what I mean? Like,
There's
me and you
rules.
dating. These are the rules.
It's
like that
got-
don't
all
sound.
right. Y'all just don't like the word rules.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Let's take that word out.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So we should say terms. Okay, these are the terms of engagement, or like, I don't know.
Terms of engagement. That sounds worse. All right. Well, thank you for calling.
But so.
All right. Well, it appears that you guys do have rules, and so do you, Louis V, in a
Of course.
relationship. I know I do. All right. Well, when we come back, we have Yeezy, and let's talk about 50 Cent versus Designer and 50 Cent versus Dame Dash.
It's 50 Cent versus the world.
Yeah.
Right now.
Where's Detroit versus everybody? We need some shirts for 50. All right. Well, we'll talk about it when we come back. And Yeezy is way up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
All right. It's way up. I'm Angela Yee, and my guy DJ Louis V is here with me.
Let's go.
And let's get into some Yeezy. Oh, y'all playing the 50 Cent in the background. All right. Well, 50 Cent has a lot of people upset after he did $1 million worth of game. He talked about being interested in signing Designer to G Unit Records at one point. Here's what he had to say.
I met with him before he did the deal with Kanye and them. I'm like, let me hear the other records you got. And he's like, that's it. And I was like, nah, I can't get that money. Let them give him whatever they're going to give.
All right.
I think that's valid.
Yeah. Okay.
Back then that was valid. Now people are getting deals crazy
Off of one song.
one
right?
song, but 50 Cent being who he is, he didn't see the.
He said he asked him to
long-term.
play other music in the stash, and he said, let me hear what other records you got. And he's like, that's it. And he said it was so hot that he was like, but he said, I can't give him that money. Let Kanye and them give him whatever they're going to give him off of that song, you know?
I don't think that was a bad decision looking back on it now.
Well, Designer does not like that. He's talking like that. And he actually did a diss track directed at 50 Cent. Here is a snippet of that.
Talking that 50 cents, I be talking 50 mil. Talking that Timmy Turner, let the get killed. I got signed to Kanye, little niggas, never worth the deal.
Trash.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think that 50 was trying to go in on him or diss him or anything.
He was just telling a story.
It's a business thing.
Right.
And at that time, for his business decision, he didn't think it was the smartest thing for him to give him a whole bunch of money for the one song that he said he had, because he asked him what else, and he said, that's it.
Yeah, and if that's all that you have, and that's 50 Cent's response, you can't be upset at that. Or go back and make a diss track just because he told the story. Because apparently it already happened and nobody heard about it until 50 Cent said something. So why didn't this diss track come out when he did sign to Kanye going at 50 because he didn't get signed?
Now, 50 Cent also talked about Damon Dash and his money problems. Here's what he had to say.
How much money did he give you for that first deal?
I got $1 million. The only person that pointed out that $1 million was no money was Damon Dash, and he has no money now.
And 50 will hold a grudge forever.
Yeah, he don't forget nothing, clearly.
He don't forget that. Well, Damon Dash went on social media and said, 50 Cent, I heard what you said, so I challenge you to drop your network today. 50 Cent action. Pause. And I'll drop my network today, America New Networks, and put a new original movie on it, The Prince of Detroit, and let the people decide whose is better. Being that I'm broke and you got the resources, this should be easy work for you, and I'll be dropping an interview on America New Networks later on today.
What's the benefit?
To who? To 50? Or?
Yeah. What's the benefit of doing it?
And he keeps on asking whose network is better, 50 Cent Action, or mine? America New Networks. Let the people decide. #boss talk. So he also wants 50 Cent to cough up the money to buy his 1/3 ownership stake at Rockefeller Records when it goes up for sale. He said 50 was popping it through what I heard, that he had that $12 million to buy Rockefeller and beat Jay's boss. But where you at, it's still for sale. The prices are up, but they pushed the auction back.
So it sounds like this only benefits Dame Dash. if 50 Cent was to even respond a bite on that deal.
50 Cent doesn't hold back in what he has to say about people, no. So it's always going to ignite people to respond.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
At this point, leave 50 alone. That's the best advice I can give a lot of people out there. Leave 50 Cent
But I'm sure
alone.
It's hard to not respond when somebody says something about you. You want to,
Yeah, but I mean, he's winning right now. It's just like, it's okay. You don't have to prove to anybody that you have something going on. It would have just been better him not saying nothing at all.
Well, that is your UT. When we come back, Under the Radar, these are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They're flying under the radar. And let me tell you, when you ask 50 Cent 21 questions, you're going to get all 21 answers. It's way up.
The news, I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and DJ Louis V is here with me today.
Still in the building.
That's right. And you actually are here from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And we've been following the news about Appalachian High School. Mm-hmm. And that is about an hour outside of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so I know a lot of people were affected. 4 people were killed and 9 others hospitalized in this mass shooting at Appalachian High School. This happened yesterday. The adults killed were both math teachers. It was 2 adults, 2 students.
2 students, yeah.
So we do want to give our condolences and a rest in peace to Mason Schermerhorn,
most definitely,
a 14-year-old student, Christian Angulo, a 14-year-old student, Richard Aspinwall, who was a teacher, and Christina Arami, who was also a teacher.
Yes, that's a super sad situation. I was up here and my phone was just going off yesterday, and I was like, man, it's sad. 14-year-old kid, like who does it?
Right, and they said the suspect was a 14-year-old student at the school, and his father. They were questioned by law enforcement last year regarding online threats to commit a school shooting.
Yeah.
So the school already was on alert about this student. They said the gun used was an AR platform weapon. It was an AR-15 style rifle, according to a law enforcement official, and authorities are investigating how did this student get this weapon into the school at all. Now, the suspect will be charged with murder and tried as an adult and makes his first court appearance tomorrow.
As he should.
According to a spokesperson. And I know it's a tough time. I know a lot of people may want to call in.
Yeah, especially parents. The parents out there that, are concerned or just worried. I can only imagine, what a parent is feeling right now, especially when you're sending your kid to school. School just started. You're sending your kid to school. You're trusting the school, trusting that your kid is going to be safe, and then this happens in the middle of the day. Like,
this is at least the 45th school shooting so far this year, by the way.
It's those gun
laws. Is that wild?
Very.
All right. Well, we want to see what you guys have to say. We want to hear from you all. 800-292-5150 is a number. Call us up. Parents, how are you feeling about your kids going to school? Even for students. That's hard. I saw some quotes from some of the students from the school. Macy Wright, 14 years old, said, I really don't want to go back. I feel like I shouldn't have to go back to school worrying about dying.
Right.
Imagine that's something that a kid has to think about when they go to school. And metal detectors, all of those things that
I don't
have
even
been
remember
implemented.
even having that wasn't ever a thought when I was in school.
All right. Well, again, we're talking about Appalachian High School in Georgia. We want to hear your thoughts on if you have kids that are going to school, how you're feeling, what are some things that you're going to do. 800-292-5150. Call us up. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Let's go. Yeah. You are a media maven, right?
Ooh, you never know what Angela's gonna say.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. DJ Louie V is here. You're here, and you were in Atlanta, and then you flew to New York.
Yeah.
And then yesterday we found out about a shooting at Appalachia High School in Georgia. Unfortunately, 4 people were killed and 9 others were hospitalized in this mass shooting. And we just want to open up the phone lines to talk to you all about how you're feeling today. This is the 45th school shooting that's happened so far this year.
That's sad.
All right. What's up, Annie? How are you feeling?
It's definitely very sad and it's very devastating. I work for the public school system in Ohio, and it's a shame that this is a fear that we have to face when we come to work every day. We're constantly doing lockdown drills to prepare ourselves in the event that if there was an intruder, and no one should have to live in that level of fear, coming to work every day, sending our children to school every day.
Yeah, school is supposed to be the safe place.
At least you would think.
But the reality is it's not. And I'll be honest with you, it doesn't even honestly feel like the government is taking it serious with our protection. Like, I don't feel like metal detectors are enough. But then again, we shouldn't have to have all these levels of protection just to go to school.
Right.
It's a difficult situation, and we definitely need more regulations. If this doesn't make people realize that.
I think the problem is we keep saying it after every time,
and then it happens again.
Absolutely.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And to be at 45 shootings, and this is just the 9th month of the year, that's mind-blowing, and it's scary.
Very.
All right. Well, thank you for calling, and sending you some love.
Thank you.
Hey, Carol.
Hi.
It's me and Louie V. We're talking about all these school shootings and how it must feel to send your kids to school right now.
I was just saying that my 14-year-old, he's a wrestler and a football player. And yesterday he heard about the issue. And my concern is both sides are getting a shooter in the school. But my 14-year-old and his football friends are like, oh, we're going to bump him or her, whoever comes to the school. So that's my scare. Like, they're not knowing that they could get shot as shooters walking in, trying to be heroes.
I know. And how does that feel every day knowing like school is supposed to be a safe place and things like this are happening? A lot.
Yes.
And I do feel like a lot of people will say what they would do, but when that situation does happen, being in that situation, hearing gunshots, seeing people get shot.
That's not normal.
That's not normal.
That's not something you could ever prepare for.
Right. And for your son to be 14, that's trauma.
It is, but he's trying to be a hero with his friends, and I told him don't ever do that because I understand your situation, trying to save the day, but at the same time, you guys could get killed.
Right.
100%.
I just want you home every day.
Right.
Exactly. I want my baby home.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.
You too. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody who called in today. We'll continue to give you updates on what's going on with the shooting that happened at Appalachia High School. Again, our condolences to the families who had a loved one taken from them in this horrific incident. We'll be also following the hearing that's going to be happening tomorrow for the 14-year-old who murdered these students and teachers. And when we come back, personal financial stress, how that affects Black women at work. We'll be talking to Jaquette Timmons, a financial behaviorist, and Sandra Keens from Paradigm for Parity alongside Stacey Tisdale. Great information. There's also a free seminar that's going to be happening September 10th at 11 a.m., a free master class. All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Everybody listen. Yeah.
It's what you all been waiting for.
You're tapped in to Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and my girl Stacey Tisdale, my co-host, is here with me.
As usual, we are bringing it with 2 amazing women. We have Jaquette Timmons, who's a financial behaviorist, Sandra Kentz, who is the former CEO of Paradigm for Parity and a board member of Paradigm for Parity. Have you ever had so many bills, so many financial problems that you just couldn't concentrate for 1 second at work?
Or you can't sleep at night.
You can't sleep at night.
And then you're exhausted in the morning because your mind is racing, trying to figure out how am I going to take care of all this?
Yeah. And I'm really honored to have worked with Paradigm for Parity, who authored a study called The Impact of Personal Financial Stress on Black Women. Sandra, give us a scope of this problem and why it affects Black women so differently?
You know, I think you said it, Stacey, at the beginning when you talked about 80% of Americans at least deal with this issue. And so for us, it was more than just thinking about just Black women, but it was thinking about all employees, but understanding that study and those percentages are higher for Black women, as we are sometimes head of homes, single parents, trying to climb up the corporate ladder, but also experiencing all of the things that get in the way of our success. And so for us, we thought it was critically important to leverage the grant that we received from Goldman Sachs to commission a study to just talk about the real issues.
And it's hard to talk to your employer about that too, because you don't want to share certain things. You want to come to work. And I was always taught, whatever personal problems you have at home, when you come to work, leave that behind, and nobody should know about that. You should be there doing your job. And that's nothing that your boss needs to know, or anybody, your coworkers or anything. But what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, well, those days are gone, Angela, right? People show up, you know, with their whole selves, but they bring all of that with them into the workplace. And so if organizations, companies, corporations want to get the best out of their brightest, they have got to address the issues that get in the way of your performance. But you're right. One of the areas that is still sort of uncharted territory is around the financial piece. And so for us, it's critically important that companies establish an atmosphere or a place where you can establish trust and transparency and have these conversations. And if you can help mitigate some of that, then your employees are freer to do the work that you pay them to do every day.
Right now, I'm with Stacey Tisdale talking to Jaquette Timmons, who's a financial behaviorist, and Sandra Keynes from Paradigm for Parity. We're discussing the impact of personal financial stress on Black women in the workplace.
There are resources out there, and if you're quiet, you're not going to find out what your company is actually offering, and that's what this is all about.
Also, in the workplace, just advocating for yourself and negotiating. And
oh my God,
I think that's a really important thing, and they've done studies about Black women and how much we don't do that. And so I just want to point that out too, is being able to go and show, because a lot of times we get a lot of extra responsibilities put on us, and in addition to what we have to do outside of work. But going in there and saying, okay, well, look, it's time for me to discuss this. Can we set up a meeting to talk about my raise, or negotiating a salary or bonuses or extra things? And people don't even realize, because we're not championing and letting them know this is what we're doing, and this is what I've been doing, and this is what I deserve.
That's such a good point, because the reality is every time you don't negotiate, you're putting yourself further and further and further behind.
All right, Stacey Tisdale is here. Sandra Keynes from Paradigm for Parity is here. Jaquette Timmons, who is a financial behaviorist, is here. We have more when we come back, talking about workplace stress. A lot of us have it. How do you handle it? How do you deal with it? And how does it affect you? We got more when we come back.
Yeah, what's happening?
You wanna know my name? Way Up with Angela Yee.
Turn me on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and Stacey Tisdale is here. We're talking to Jaquette Timmons, who is a financial behaviorist, and Sandra Keynes from Paradigm for Parity. We're discussing a new study, The Invisible Weight, the impact of personal financial stress on Black women in the workplace.
Companies offer benefits around financial wellness. Sandra, you have an amazing story about your will. I'd love for you to share that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're absolutely right. There are all kind of benefits out there, and lots of times you don't even know that these benefits exist in your organization. And I was telling Stacey that, you know, my husband and I, a few years ago, we needed to do a will, and we had started looking around, and it was going to cost us thousands of dollars to sit down with somebody, and we really did not at that moment have that money. And we could have just said, you know what, well, we're not going to do it, right? We couldn't prioritize that in the moment, but we knew we needed to, because we have a child. We wanted to make sure everything was in order. And I started sort of looking around at our benefits. I said, let me go check our benefits page and see what we offer. And my company offered to pay, and they paid for it. So all we had to do was book the appointment.
Wow.
I did not even know. These are the small things that make a big difference. And other things that you have to understand are, do they offer emergency savings? What about financial coaching? What about financial advisors? I mean, these are questions you can ask. What about student loan repayment? What about wealth tracking? What about a helpline that just may even give you advice, right? So taking advantage of all of those opportunities and thinking about ways that your company might be able to support you, but go out and really research those benefits.
Right now, I'm with Stacey Tisdale talking to Jaquette Timmons, who's a financial behaviorist, and Sandra Kintz from Paradigm for Parity. We're discussing the impact of personal financial stress on Black women in the workplace.
But I also think part of the challenge is you hear about these things during your orientation. And then annually, when it's time to renew your packages and look at your 401k allocations, there's nothing. It's just, here's the renewal, like it's October or November or whatever the renewal time is now. Reselect your healthcare plan.
Yeah, they do send that.
They send it. But there's nothing else that goes along with it. And
or sometimes they have a seminar and people don't go.
Right.
Or like,
Right. And then if no one shows up, then they're like, oh, no one's interested, so we're not going to bother offering this again. So it's a two-way street in terms of, yes, the companies need to be proactive, but so too do the employees.
That's right.
Yeah. You can all hear about this on September 10th at 11 a.m. because there's a free masterclass. You're going to get your financial tips from the one and only absentee, the Budgetnista.
Yes.
Tiffany will be there. Sandra will be there. Jaquette will be there. And you can sign up at paradigmforparity.org.
So that's PARADIGM, the number 4, PARITY.org.
And I had to give a special thank you to Way Up with Ye and iHeartMedia for being the first to release. This is a groundbreaking study, you guys.
Yay.
It's going to be hitting all the media waves. You'll be hearing a lot about it all over, all news, and it was broken right here on Way Up with Angela Yee because she's so awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Angela.
I appreciate it so much. I always love seeing all of you, so thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.
You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up with Yee, and when we come back, you guys have the last word.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up is Way Up with Angela Yee and DJ Louie V. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. It's always a vibe from BTLA.
Yes. I know. You're such a fun co-host, too. And we've known each other for quite a long time.
Yes.
Just from back in our days. Well, when you were in, were you living in South Carolina?
Yeah, Columbia, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
We had just started Breakfast Club. Me and you just did a bunch of events together.
Yeah. And we're about to do some more in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there. I got some things happening.
Yeah.
But anyway, what are you doing tonight? I know you got a lot of things happening while you're in town.
So tonight is a private event that I'll be DJing for.
Everybody come out. No kidding.
Yeah. And then again tomorrow, like I said, I'm rocking out for Dwayne Wade's When We Gather dinner. So.
All right. Well, you guys, I am leaving tomorrow to go to Chicago. Shout out to my girl Chella. It's her birthday. Today I'm going to the dentist to take care of this filling that got a little disrupted, and I just want to encourage y'all, if something happens with your teeth, take care of it ASAP, because you do not want it to get worse. And I've learned that lesson from when I was young. And again, thank you to my girl Stacey Tisdale, my partner in Wealth Wednesday. We were up here talking about the invisible weight, the impact of personal financial stress on Black women in the workplace, alongside Jaquette Timmons, who is a financial behaviorist, and Sandra Kintz, who is with Paradigm for Parity. You can watch that full interview on Way Up with Yee on my YouTube channel. And of course, you guys have the last word.
This is DJ Watts from Indianapolis, man. I want to shine a light out on my boy DJ Louie V, man. I'm proud of him, man. I listened to him. He used to be my program director here. Now I got my own show from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., mix show coordinator, mix show at 5 and 10, man. Dope dude, man. I'm really proud of him. Just wanted to shout him out.
Angela Yee is way up.
All the way up.